Hi guys, what is up? Welcome back to my channel. It's me, Henrietta. I've never really done a proper introduction before, so here it goes. My name is Henrietta Arinze, and I am an international student in Germany studying for my master's degree. In this video, I'm just trying to answer this question below and expatiate on the response I gave to her, and just basically talk about my experience at the interview in Germany, in the German embassy in Lagos. And personally, I also think you can draw from it, regardless of the story. I feel like it was a testimony for me, and God really came through for me. God has been so good to me, and I cannot and will not take it for granted. God is so good, y'all. Anyway, so I had been to the end, like before I finally got my visa as an international my study visa. I had been to the German embassy 3 times. Now, what happened was, the first time I went, I traveled all the way from Abuja to Lagos, and I was so confident, Mind you, my documents were not complete. I was so confident that last they'll say, okay, don't worry, let me just give you special date, something, something. You know how hard it is to get German embassy name appointment date now. Guys, I went there the first day. I was so disorganized, and I I cried, when I was sent home, and their time for, my time for my appointment had passed, and the time for them to almost close had reached. So if anybody knows the German embassy, there's this man, Mr. Paulinus, very strict man. So personally, I heard about him before I went for my interview in Germany at the German embassy. But of course, I just went there and I was minding my business as usual. So the first time I wasn't interviewed, and he tried, although he was being sarcastic with the way I had with, his directions, but either way I should have known, right? So the second time I went to the embassy, I was still with incomplete documents, hoping for one miracle to fall on my lap. But then the truth is that you still need to go through proper protocols. If they're asking you for certain things, please bring those certain things. But for me, I was still there doing JJC. I just got back, Abina. I don't know what it is up. Anyway, the third time, now this time, I had all my documents ready. Now, what happened was that all the times I'd been going to the embassy, the 2 times I went, I had been applying for category A. Now, initially, at the time when I started researching for the German embassy appointment date, there was a criteria that allowed you to apply for the German visa, study visa, right? If you've graduated between 2021 or 2020 and 2022. So at the time, I kept on with that mindset and kept applying with that criteria in mind. So now, mind you, all the times that I'd gone, I was not interviewed. I had incomplete documents. I was going with category A, thinking that I still qualified, but nobody ever asked me, if I qualified or not. Now, the third time I went to the embassy, the second time, the interviewer, almost, she made me feel like she really, really, made me feel really bad about myself and the whole process. But you know what? Tough times don't last. Only tough people do. So third time I went there, and this time all my documents were ready, and I got to the embassy. Before I went to the embassy, mind you, the third time I now realized that the process had changed, the criteria had changed, that if you're going to apply for category A, there was something else that's going to be different about it. Like basically saying that it's not about you just graduating between 2020 and 2022. It was not about you graduating with a first class during the 2020 and 2022 session. But for me, at this time, I was already worried. I was panicking. My sister said, do not cancel the appointment. Let's go and see if they're going to interview you or not. So there was a friend of mine that I had actually communicated with, and she had an interview. I met her at the embassy, and she told me, see, they will ask you what qualifies you to be in category A. Honestly, I didn't have an answer. So I actually thought, there are different interviewers for different, processes. So I was like, maybe I might not meet her own interviewer. Funny thing, I got to the embassy. It was the person that interviewed her that interviewed me. And like she said, the lady just asked me, what qualifies you to be in category A? Guys, I just mumbled one thing. I think I said something along the lines of, I graduated in 2020. I graduated in 2020, and I'm under the category. And when this lady just looked at me, I was already like panicking, like, God, Is she going to send me away from here? She just looked at me for a while and then she just said, give me your cash. Now, one thing you should know about the German embassy is that they will never collect your money unless your documents are complete. So I literally was blank for a moment because she was like, that already meant, her asking for my cash already meant like I was getting interviewed, right? Almost. That's how I gave her the money. And then we started counting. And she was so patient with me, counting the 500 bills, 500 naira bills, and the 1000 naira bills. And at the time, the funny thing is that every time I went to the embassy, the money started like kept reducing. So the first time I went to the embassy, the visa fee was 35,000 naira. The second time I went there, it was 34,000 naira. Now, the final time that I went there, it was 33,000 naira. So I gave her the money. She scanned my document. She was even so nice and even complimented my passport photograph, saying that it was one of the nicest she had seen in a while. And then, I was just like, yeah, thank you, wow. It was like, thank you so much. So she scanned my documents, she asked me questions, she started typing on her system. And I believe I was able to answer all her questions. And, after everything, she stepped up for a while, got some files, put my documents together, and told me that she was going to, that I should go wait, that they're going to get back to me. Now, for me, I was already like super grateful for this whole process. I tell you guys, like, literally the moment I started the interview to the counting of money to everything, her putting my documents all together, I kid you not, it did not take more than 35 minutes, and it was such a brief interview. And I was just happy and ready to go home and just start the waiting process for the visa to come out. Why am I saying this? I know that God has been so good to me and God has been so good to you too. And I just feel like no matter what you're going through, just try. Like they say, now who lose? I mean, now who fuck up lose? I mean, how do you put it again? Anyway, sometimes don't last. Only top people do. And for me, I really, exercised my faith in God during that process, from the interview to the waiting to the financials being sorted out to everything. And the God who did it before, he's always in the business of doing it again. So I hope my video was encouraging, and I just want to also say that my videos are more about my lifestyle and journey in Germany. And basically it's not going to always be about my it's just basically about my lifestyle. And currently I'm in the phase of doing my international education in Germany. So with that being said, it's just, if you have any questions about Germany and the process or anything, I'll be very, very happy to help you. I did all my process myself, and I'll be happy to help you too. So yeah, I hope this video was really helpful, entertaining and fun. Please engage, like, share, comment, subscribe, and support the channel. You know how they do. Help the girl. So yeah, thank you so much for watching my videos, and I'm super, super grateful that you watched it to this point. And yeah, like I said, if you have any questions, I'm your girl. So let me go enjoy my holiday. It's a holiday in Munich right now. Like Gemma's like holiday, as in holiday won't key them, but see, I'm enjoying it with them too. Very laid back, chilled people, and it's really, really cool, honestly. Yeah, I hope to see you in my next video.